Hey everyone, it's Boogeyman Ben. Hope everyone's doing well. This is going to be another Christmas themed film review that I want to talk about. This is one that, like I said in the previous video where I talked about the movie P2, I'm just trying to talk about some other Christmas themed movies that I really enjoy that I think a lot of people either are not fans of or just are not aware of. This film that I'm going to be talking about might cause some controversy because I know a lot of people really don't like this film. I've always found it to be a really engrossing, really well done thriller. I think it has some really standout performances in it, and I think it gets shit on a lot because of the title of the film. The film I am talking about is Reindeer Games. So yeah, Reindeer Games came out in the year 2000. It's a film that I saw on DVD back when it was released. I didn't see it in the theaters, and it was one that really surprised me because I had heard so much bad, so many bad things about it, and I was surprised at how much I actually enjoyed it. And this is the director's cut of the film, which I saw later. I originally just saw the theatrical cut. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about this film, talk about the cast, the crew, and give my thoughts on the film, and I hope everyone looks forward to this. Please stay tuned. After assuming his dead cellmate's identity to get with his girlfriend, an ex-con finds himself the reluctant participant in a casino heist. You have Ben Affleck as Rudy Duncan, Gary Sinise as Gabriel, Charlize Theron as Ashley, James Frain as Nick Cassidy, Clarence Williams III as Merlin, Donald Locke as Pug, Danny Trejo as Jumpy, and Dennis Farina as Jack Bangs. The movie was written by Aaron Kruger and directed by John Frankenheimer. Yeah, again, I don't understand why some people have such a hard time with this film. I really think it comes from the title. It does have kind of a silly title, Reindeer Games. But I really think it's a really well done thriller, and I think the cast shines through. And I think John Frankenheimer, of course, was a fantastic director. Yeah, I really like the the Christmas season is utilized in this very well. I like like I said, the cast is very strong. I thought Affleck was great as Rudy Duncan. I really love Charlize Theron. I think she's gorgeous. She does a terrific job in this movie. Gary Sinise plays a very different role, especially at this time. Usually he played a lot of, with the exception of Lieutenant Dan, he usually played kind of a button-down kind of guy. And in this movie, he's kind of like this rocker truck driver kind of, he's got this long hair and just, he's more of he looks like almost like a rocker guy, or somebody that would be in a band. And then, of course, you have Clarence Williams III, Donald Locke, and Danny Trejo, three character actors that I really enjoyed. I think Clarence Williams III is such an intimidating actor. He's a great actor, but there's something about him that's just really creepy. I would never want him to yell at me. He really kind of intimidates me. But I also love the idea of, Affleck impersonating his cellmate who's killed in a sort of a prison riot. He assumes his identity, and the prisoner and his buddy that was in jail with him that passed away had told him all about this girl who's Charlize Theron, and Affleck gets out and pretends to be Nick, who is the cellmate that has passed away. And what happens is that Nick had formerly worked at this casino called the Tomahawk, which is what Dennis Farina runs now. And what Gabriel, the Gary Sinise character, wants to do, him and his buddies, they sort of infiltrate Affleck's character of Rudy and Charlize Theron as they're in their little hideaway, and they kidnap him and are going to force them to rob this casino for him. And that's pretty much what the main plot of the film is. But there's some terrific action in this, and I also just like it's got some dark comedy to it, but I really think it works well. And again, I like the Christmas feel to this film. And all the performances, in my opinion, are really great. But yeah, everybody in this film is great. I also loved Dennis Farina, who unfortunately has passed away. I was always a big fan of him. I think he was just terrific. But yeah, I think the action's terrific. I think the acting is terrific. The story is interesting. And there's a twist in it that really surprised me when it happened. And there's a couple of twists in it that actually had me surprised. And I think this movie just gets crapped on a lot. I do like the director's cut more. There's a little bit more violence and the sex scene between Ben Affleck and Charlize Theron is a little bit more racy. So yeah, I mean, if I had to give this movie a rating, I really like this movie. I know a lot of people are going to think I'm crazy for liking it, but I would give this movie a 9 out of 10. I really love Reindeer Games. I think it's completely underrated. I think it just has a crappy title. I think this film just came out around the time when Ben Affleck was starting to get backlash for some of the projects he was picking. But I think it's judged unfairly. I think if people just watched it, I think they might get the enjoyment out of it. I'm curious to know what other people think about this film. So please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. And stay tuned for some more Christmas-themed movies that I want to talk about on this channel. So thanks so much for everyone for watching, and I hope everyone has a great rest of their evening. Take it easy. Peace.